they mention 100% efficient transformer convert 240 volt input into 12 volt output. The output power of a transformer can be maximum to 20 watts, means it cannot provide more than 20 watt, maximum can be 20 watts. The output is connected to two 0.3 ampere bulbs in parallel. So each bulb is having 0.3. One of the bulb fails. How does the current in the primary coil changes? So what we'll do, if we draw two figures for this, this one is a primary coil, a secondary coil, and there were two bulbs in parallel. We were supplying a 240 volts. Each bulb is 0.3 and the output voltage is 12. So this will be 12 volt. This will also be 12 because they are in parallel, so they will receive the same. When we find the power for each bulb, 12 P is equals to VI. So 12 multiplied by 0.3, that is equals to 3.6 watt. 3.6 watt for each. This is also 3.6 watt. So total power, output power is 7.2 watts. So when the total output power is 7.2, the total input power should also be 7.2 because it is 100% efficient. So we know the power, we know voltage, so we can use the formula P is equals to VI, or I is equals to P divided by V. So we'll get the current, and the current will come out 0.03 amperes. Now they mention that what happened, one of the bulb fails, so the output power will reduce. Why the output power will reduce? Because now there is the output power, it does not need same in 7.2, it only needs 3.6 watt to work. So if input is 3.6, if output is 3.6, the input should also be 3.6, and the voltage remain 240. So when we calculate a current using this, that will come out 0.015. So the question is how much the current change in the primary when you compare the two values. Originally it was 0.03, now it is 0.015. So when you take the difference, it will decrease by 0.015. Is it clear? This question 35. Question 36. When we want to transfer the power, we always prefer a high voltage and low current to reduce the power losses in the form of heat. Power transmission always at high voltage and low current and low resistance as well. What is the right answer? So for question 36, the cable transmit electrical power from output transformer at a power station to an input transformer at the substation. The power at the output power transformer, it's about 400 megawatt. Which situation delivered the most power to input transformer in the substation? So we want to increase the voltage and we want to reduce the current, or we want to reduce the resistance. How we reduce the current? Because it is a transformer, and for transformer the power is constant, and if power is constant, what is the relation for a devices? There is a transformer is a device, so for a device the voltage and current are inversely proportional to each other. So when we use a high voltage, because the power input and power output should be same, so if I use a step up transformer, it will increase the voltage and it reduces the current. So current reduces, so heating effect will be minimized. And how we because the power loss in the lines depends on I square R, means that it depends on the current, it depends on the resistance. If the current is low, the power losses will be less. If resistance is low, the power losses will be minimized. So how we can minimize the resistance? The relation between resistance and area, they are inversely proportional. So if you use a large area, it will reduce the resistance. That is why C is the right answer. So current is reduced by using a transformer, and resistance is reduced by using a like large diameter of cables. Question 37. Uranium 235 is a radioactive isotope. Under a chain, decay and eventually form an stable isotope of lead, which is 207. These are the two these two isotopes are represented as shown. During a chain, how many protons and how many neutrons are lost from a single uranium 235 to form lead 207? Question 37. How many protons and how many neutrons are lost? So first, when you find the number of the proton, there are 92 protons. Then the number of the neutrons, 235 minus 92. That is 143 neutrons are there. When you find the protons for lead, there are 82 protons. And when you find a neutron, the difference, the number of the neutrons, it will be 207 minus 82, which is 125. So how much the neutron number changes? 143 minus 125. So neutron number changes by 18, and the proton number 82 minus 92, it changes by 10. That is why A is the right answer. Because they're asking the number of the change in number of neutron and proton, so you have to find neutron and proton for each and then solve. Question 38. A radioactive material has a half-life of 20 days. A sample of a material contains 8 exponent 10 atoms. How many atomic nuclei have decayed after 60 days? Means after 3 half-lives. Yeah, how many have decayed? So when you work out, you have 8 into 10 power 10 atoms which are radioactive. The one which change to stable means they have decayed. So after 20 years, after 20 days, because the half life is 20 days, so after 20 days, 4 into 10 raised power 10 atoms have decayed or stable. The one which becomes stable means they have decayed, and 4 into 10 power 8 still are radioactive. 10 raised power 10 still are radioactive or unstable. Then after further 20 days, this will be 2 into 10 power 10 have decayed, and 2 into 10 power 10 are still radioactive, they are unstable. Then after further 20 days, because we want 3 half times, so 1 into 10 power 10 atoms have decayed, and 1 into 10 power 10 atoms are still radioactive, unstable. So they're asking how many have decayed. So this 4 exponent 10 plus 2 exponent 10 plus 1 exponent 10, when you add them, this will be 7 exponent 10 atoms have decayed. Or the number of undecayed minus the original one, original minus the number which are undecayed, you can also get this answer. Question 39. A thin sheet of paper is placed between a radioactive source and radiation detector. The count rate falls to very low reading. From this result, which type of radiation is the source emitting? Alpha radiation can be stopped by the paper, so as it reduces, so likely it will be alpha. Question 40. Alpha, beta and gamma are emitted from radioactive nuclei when they decay. Which emission can be detected by electric field? Which radiations are deflected by electric field? Because alpha and beta